Here's a sneak preview of a fountain that I'm going to be showing at Mount Gretna and Longs Park. It's a 5-column grouping. Originally I had these 5 columns, or most of these 5 columns, in a much larger grouping for somebody who ultimately wants a fountain, but it's not going to be this one right now, so it got reduced to 5 columns, and I think this is what I'm going to finish today and take to Mount Gretna and Longs Park. It's got some spectacular markings on it. This is one of the most dramatic individual columns with that high contrast. I don't know what to call that pattern. We've seen that on many columns. Never quite as wild as that, I don't think. It reminds me of an abstract leg and foot or something. Someone standing on their tiptoe. But isn't that something? And it's got a similar thing going on over here, but not quite as showy, which is fine because something has to play second fiddle. But that's holds the interest right there. That thing on near the top correlates to the mark on that and just makes it go together. And these flanking columns that are shorter have that stuff going on, and they're a little bit brighter in color, but look at the color in these center columns and the way these lines match up. Watch the gap, as you see a gap between the columns as I move the camera. That's the kind of thing that makes it so that you never get tired of looking at the fountain. You just see these features like that, the way the lines marry up. And it takes a while to arrange and design to make that happen. But it's going on here. It's pretty cool. I just love the contrasting facets or panels or whatever you want to call these different sides. However that phenomenon works when it oxidizes, it sure leaves a beautiful permanent marking on them. So this grouping will end up probably in a 150-gallon basin. And you see the same thing going on in the back. If it's maybe it's not light enough back here. Got this big long pattern on the back of that rock. Got this wild backwards question mark on the back of this one, and I'm going to have to cut this down a little bit so that the water comes down this side. But I'm going to try to save that marking if I can. And you can't see the coloration too much with the brightness behind the columns, but I just looked up at this and saw the colors were showing up pretty nicely and thought I'd shoot a video for my Facebook friends. Hope you can all come out to Longs Park on Labor Day weekend and Mount Gretna a week from now.